today. From M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, it's the AFC Wildcard round on EA Sports. We'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the home of the Ravens. Sold out M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go past the mini camps, training camp throughout the season to get to the playoffs. Intensity level will be off the charts.
No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And he comes into these playoffs bringing a team that's been battle-tested, won the division, and earned the home playoff game here in round one. Every year they know that a division champ, it feels like, gets beat. They don't want to be that team. They have to avoid the overconfidence and make sure they play the same way they played during the regular season, mistake-free and with passion.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. And here's Jackson on the option. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw a defensive end right in his face, because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll try and run right on the option. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down. But, Charles, as we've covered, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason, so now they just want to avoid adding any additional names to this list before the postseason begins.
Terrific observation, because trying to move up a spot, I don't know if it's worth it if you're trying to play guys who aren't quite right. Get them healthy, get ready for the playoffs, make your move then.
They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. And that is something that we just saw there that you obviously have to be prepared for when you try to defend Lamar Jackson. That likely will not be the last time that we see him take off.
I love your language there, partner. You have to be prepared for it, and you work at it. But I don't care how much you prepare, it is hard as heck to execute against Lamar Jackson. Great vision, great speed, tenacity, runs through tackles, makes people miss. It's always a long game when you're trying to corral Lamar Jackson.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good, and the Ravens strike first at 3's in. Every possession in the postseason magnified, and look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
And there's really no underestimating or downplaying the incredible regular season he had throwing the football. When you throw for over 5,000 yards, that's a monster season. He's got an offense that's certainly capable of doing damage in the postseason as well. But he also understands that defense tends to win championships in the playoffs. He wants to find a way to set that aside and advance his team.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Burrow looking to pass. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a 1st down, too.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the 1st down.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Throw left side complete to Chase. And he'll be brought down at the 27. 1st down. Here's Burrow. Flush to his right. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. A first carry for Samaje Perine. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run. Probing now early to try to get things done later.
That's
good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. McPherson's kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the second drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on me.
I know you like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back out and they get a backhand. What was the serve? What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
I like that.
Really good backhand.
It's a nice top spin on the little bit. I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
The Ravens ready to take over. And they come in as the 3 seed in this, very likely the last home game of the season for them, even if they win this ball game. But while they would have loved that top spot and the bye that goes with it, they're still in a pretty good position.
Well, they certainly are. And let's face it, every team knows if they want to get to the Super Bowl, they're going to have to earn it. And even if you get the number 1 seed, you know you have to win 2 games against teams. They're going to be riding high after big playoff wins coming at you.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. What a run there. I mean, you've got speed, elusiveness, escapability, all rolled into one.
And we all know that quarterbacks are coached. They get the ball to the guys who can do all the things you just described. You want those guys who have speed, elusiveness, and escapability all rolled into one with the ball in their hands. And guess what? It's him. So there's no sense in throwing it or handing it off when you can do all of that yourself.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. And they get 17 more on that one and another first down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Jackson's throws on target to Duvernay. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good, and they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. Got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Burrow. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to bring up the 4th down. So now the Cincinnati native, also former Bearcat, and now a Bengal, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and the Ravens will take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. 6-3 is our score after 1. It's the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Jackson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
And Jackson going to run again. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And they continue. It's now 9-3.
Well, not too long ago, Charles, that would have been a new NFL record. But instead, it's shy of setting the record, which is 66, but still from 65 away, one of the longest kicks in league history.
And that puts him in elite company in the NFL. Only a few have ever even attempted that, let alone put it through the post. How about his moment It came together for him, and he delivered.
Now Burrow on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. This is Mixon on the draw. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he'll go right back to Chase. That's caught again. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Burrow will throw. Dancing to his left. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Burrow on his toes that time as they get the first down.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. And the last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 19. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
On 2nd and 7, Burrow. And he fires one incomplete.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
Mixon trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Mixon again, and he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon taking it in from a yard out. And the Bengals are an extra point away from taking the lead. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Evan McPherson now for the PAT. And with that, his guys take the lead here by a point. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Baltimore's offense set for this next possession.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second.
The main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense.
Now an option play on second down. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on third down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stop.
Yard line, 2nd and 9. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Jackson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. So, Charles, this a defense that hasn't made a lot of mistakes like this on road to this playoff matchup, but that a bad one there.
Yeah, you definitely want to rattle and shake up the other quarterback, but you know you've got to do it the right way. Otherwise, that cloth's going to be on the ground.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson.
And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down.
Now it's Jackson.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 31-yard line. Jackson now.
Open man is Duvernay. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
2nd and 2.
And Jackson throwing once more. And in for the Ravens touchdown.
Rashad Bateman.
A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Ravens will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make this a 6-point game. A 10-play drive that time.
And it's Rashad Bateman who finished it all off with a touchdown.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And with a little under a minute remaining, we'll see if they want to try to put a drive together, possibly even take the lead here with a touchdown.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Now it's Burrow.
Finding Mixon here again on back-to-back plays.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back to throw now on first down. Being chased, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Bengals going to use to their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. And they need work to at least get some of this yard.
Bengals pedigree. At that time, but neither coming away with it. So on fourth down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it, but they will not be able to capitalize as time has run out here on the first half of play. So we're at halftime of this AFC Wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We had great action yesterday, and this, the first of 3 more games coming at you here on Wildcard Sunday. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to yesterday's AFC Wildcard game. And you can see the result there. Meanwhile, settled in our wild card game. It's a tight one as we get ready for the third quarter. Standing by to take you the rest of the way. Let's get it back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season.
Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. A big play there for Cincinnati. 58 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. They'll give it to Mick. 7. Here's 2nd and goal. This will be caught at about the 5. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Out to his left. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Hayden Hurst from a yard out. And the Bengals are an extra point away now from moving out in front. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
McPherson on for the point after.
It's up and good, and they take the lead by a point, 17-16. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it ends with a Bengals score.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
A give, Dobbins trying the right side.
And he's got some space here. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That good for 22 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that would get him going.
I was just going to say,
in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
the first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Jackson going to tuck it down on the option.
And blown up, losing yardage on the play. Much tougher 3rd down looming.
Well, he's had success running the football.
Like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
And the throw there going to be incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Now the ball comes loose. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this trip.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Patrick Queen able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Mixing up the middle. And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him.
And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4.
He found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
36 yards on the punt with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 3rd quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10.
Here's Jackson to throw. His receiver, that's Sammy Watkins.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38.
Sam Hubbard that time coming through defensively with reckless abandon.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Jackson running again.
And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Back-to-back running plays, putting them in negative territory. What can they do coming up on 3rd and 15? And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Decent gain on the scramble at 6, but now it's 4th. The Ravens send their
now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Mario Edwards Jr. there to bring him down. Here we go. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Again, it's Mixon. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Burrow. He'll air this one out for Boyd. It got his man complete. Touchdown. Tyler Boyd. 77 yards. And the Bengals will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
McPherson now for the extra point. And with that, the lead is in 3 plays. And it's finished off by the touchdown from Tyler Boyd. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Jackson's going to look to run it. To survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing is Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. To throw is Jackson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Tyler Beatty from 21 yards. And the Ravens. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They've still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
They'll try and run it in. And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the 4th. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done. Get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. The Bengals drive about to get going. And it's all on the line now, all even in this wild card matchup. Maybe their most important drive of the season coming up right now here, 1st and 10. It was Justin Houston who got him down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll set up a throw. Out of his hands quickly to Higgins. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. This offense so far on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Punting now is away. So holding there on the return, and that'll back them up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Across the line and to the ball quickly there, Trey Hendrickson.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now on 2nd and 13, Jackson. A swing pass here to Edwards. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. This looks like a roughing call. So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like.
To get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around, and we know they'll be here before you know it.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Going deep here for Watkins. And incomplete on the deep ball.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews. 16 yards on that one, and a Raven 1st.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Because his primary job is defending against the pass, you don't often see a cornerback making tackles in the backfield. But he's playing run all the way here.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Here's Jackson. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now Jackson. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Jackson eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. Now it's Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Devin Duvernay from 3 yards out. And the Ravens have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Bengals drive about to get going. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, out of this now 4th as they go to work on a will be brought down right around the 37. And now they're in the hurry up. Throwing again on 2nd down. Burrow flushed out right. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Here's a give to Mixon. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. 4 yards on the pickup. Good enough to extend the drive.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that 1st down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
And they're going to speed things up here. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Mixon. They needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for it in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. And he's got Hurst, his tight end. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Mixon trying to punch it in. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. And Burrow's saying, let's go, let's go. Burrow. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. They're going to try and run for it. And he is not going to reach the goal line. A courageous call to try for 2, but they will remain down by a point.
I know there's some time on the clock, but I still think you kick the extra point there and don't go for 2 and go for the win in that spot.
Yeah, time or no time, why not just take the 1 and even the score?
And then that way, no matter going to onside kick or just try and play defense and get the ball back.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback. And they'll begin at the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, they can smell victory, partner. They can see it on the horizon, but certainly we're not done yet here. Defense still has 3 timeouts, and obviously this is a very slim lead they're holding on to.
And let's face it, the easiest way to get this done, challenge your ground game. Challenge your offensive line, your tight ends, your receivers, anyone who's going to lay down a block. Don't let there be penetration because they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and maybe bring extra people to the ball. The clock, life will be good. But if you really want to gamble a little bit, a quick play action, quick throw, might be able to get it done. Just make sure it's not incomplete and stop the clock.
Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives them a 1st and 10. They run once more with Edwards, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs. Able to go down to a knee, wrap this one up in the wild card round. Being at home, that certainly helped.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And think of it this way. If this is tennis, they held serve. They did what they were supposed to do. Won at home, rewarded their home crowd. They may have to go on the road the rest of the way, but they'll do it with some confidence.
And losing in this wild card round, you know, they've got something to build on, though, for next year. But I don't know if they want to hear that right now.
Maybe not at the moment, but once they get away from it a little bit and they get into their off-season program, they'll start to talk about that. And I like how you framed it, building blocks, you know, building this program up. And one of my favorite coaches always talks about brick by brick, you build a program. And this is one of those bricks to build them towards the next season where they think they have a chance to advance farther in the playoffs.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.